Now, does that apply to all of your other relationships as well?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Never disrespect each other, or in any relationship, disrespect people. People deserve our respect, whether it's your spouse or someone else. Never disrespect them. And have an attitude of compromise. It doesn't always have to be our way. Okay? It doesn't have to be my way or the highway. Have an attitude of compromise. He has good things to bring to the marriage as you do. Sometimes it's going to be your way, sometimes his, and sometimes something in the middle, and sometimes something you get from way over here. Okay? But you got to have an attitude of compromise to get to those other places, right? Okay. I want to challenge you to, well, let me ask you this. How many of you keep a journal? Regularly? How many hands go down? How many of you have ever kept a gratitude journal? What difference did it make in your life?
Oh my gosh, the positivity that came out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so easy for the negative,
Right?
to take over,
Right?
and then you lose sight of what you really do have.
Right?
But with the with the gratitude journal, it's right there in front of you.
It's right there in front of you. A gratitude journal, or having gratitude, changes the way you think. Maintaining a gratitude journal can do that for you. So I encourage you to have a gratitude journal about that important person in your life, about your spouse. And every day you write one thing, at least one thing in that journal that you are grateful for them. And not canned responses. You got to think about it. You got to say, what today am I grateful for in my husband? What is it today that I'm grateful for? Okay? Tomorrow you do the same thing again. And you know, if you're mad at them, it's going to be hard. Okay? It's going to be really hard if you're mad at them. So it's going to take longer that day. And it may only be one word by the time you finish it on that day that you're mad at them, right? But do it every day. So I invite you to do a 30-day marriage gratitude journal challenge. Now, we have a tool to help you with that, in that we have a Facebook group that we created a 30-day marriage gratitude journal challenge on. It's a private group, and it's just there to support everybody who wants to do this. And you're going to fall off the wagon. You're going to say, yeah, I'm going to do this. And 2 days from now, you're going to say, what happened to that journal? I forgot. And that's okay. That is okay. Do it then. And you know, Brendel and I have taken this commitment, and we've shared it with others, and we'll go a whole week not writing in our journal, and we go, oops, and we'll start up again. Now, there's a part 2 to that, though. Everybody needs to know they're appreciated, right? Share with that person periodically things that you've written in your journal that you're grateful to them for. The more you write in your gratitude journal, the more gratitude you are going to have for them. The more your love will rekindle. The more you'll look for ways to add intimacy back into your marriage. Okay? So keep a gratitude journal. I promise you, you will be so glad you did. I was invited to do one after my husband passed away, to take a 30-day challenge. And I thought, I don't have much to be grateful for. In the beginning, I said, okay, I'm going to do 10 items every day. Quickly discovered that wasn't even possible. So I cut it back to 5. And it started off, I'd just have these 5 bulleted items, not full sentences, anything, but just at the end of the day, I would come up with 5 things that I was grateful for that day. That grew to 10 things. That grew to 10 sentences instead of 10 bullets. That grew to paragraphs. And that grew to pages that I was writing, because I began to connect with my gratitude for all things and how blessed I truly was. So, gratitude journal. Hope you'll take the challenge. It's on Facebook. It is called the 30-Day Marriage Gratitude Journal Challenge, or something close to that, but we can get to that if you need it. It's something very close. Okay, so gratitude journal. Become a better listener. We talked about listening over here. Become a better listener. That means turning off the TV. That means turning off your cell phone. Turning off all those distractions. Finding a time and a place that works for you. One couple I interviewed for the book, they had, I think, 7 children, but they had a period of time at night that every one of their children knew was for them. And they went into their bedroom And that was their time, whether it was just pillow talk, whatever time they set that aside, the kids knew to take care of each other during that period of time. And so even with 7 kids, they found time for each other. You must find time for each other and listen to one another. And then the last thing I really want to talk about is keeping Christ in your marriage.
Amen.
That is so important. With him you can accomplish it. With him you can rekindle that love. And without him it's much harder. And I will tell you that if your marriage is struggling, if just one of you wants that marriage to work and works at it and employs all of these things, one person working on the marriage can save the marriage. Because what happens when you give your focus to that person for them to be happy, and they start to see that you're now creating an environment for them to be happy, there is a law of reciprocity that kicks in. And they say, wow, I want to make her happy. I want to make her happy. And so now they're doing things to try to make you happy. Now the key is knowing what it takes to create that environment. And we can teach you all of that. Not today, but we can teach you all of that. So that's the key. And then forgive and forget. Don't become me-focused. Don't become selfish in your relationship. It's not about me. It's about us, right? Okay, so we have a gift for you today that you can get in one of 2 ways. We have a handout for you over here called 42 Ways to Keep the Love Alive, but I want something in exchange for you getting this. So you can text me to get this. Give me your name and just say 42 ways. And text that to 806-202-7984, and we will send this to you. 806-202-7984. See, I really am a panhandle girl. I may live down by Dallas, but my phone number is still 806. And the other way is that we do have some sign-up sheets over here, and you can sign up on our email list, and we'll give you a copy right now. Okay? A couple of other quick things I'm going to tell you about, and then I'm all finished. We do have a Bulletproof Your Marriage retreat coming up next month here in Amarillo. You are my soft spot, having lived up here for almost 20 years. And so there are flyers over there about the retreat. It is a 2-day couples retreat going to be held right here at the Ashmore. It's an intimate setting of 12 couples. So we invite you to find out more about that. It's going to be transformational, life-changing. One of our couples that's been in one of the other ones, Rendell asked them afterwards, they told us that they'd been in marriage counseling for a year recently. And at the end of the year, the husband said, you know what, if you want to continue, that's fine, I'm done. It's not working for me. And she is actually the one who was going to file for divorce and talk to an attorney and everything. They went through our 2-day retreat, and Rendell asked them at the end how it compared to that year of marriage counseling, and they said, we came away with more from this 2 days than a year of marriage counseling in terms of tools we can use in our marriage in a non-threatening, non-confrontational way to heal our marriage. So, it is transformational.
And the thing is, you don't have to wait till your marriage is on the rocks to say, I need help.
That's right.
When you know how to communicate and do that from the beginning or from whatever point you're at, life becomes better.
Oh, yeah. It does. It absolutely does. I tell you, Rendell and I apply all the principles that are in the book, all the principles that we use in the marriage retreat. I have never laughed more in my life than I do with this man. I mean, every day we have it. Well, Brad tells us we just giggle. So it's
annoying.
It's annoying. It's so funny because everywhere we go, we're holding hands or whatever. We'll be in a restaurant and people will come up and say, "You're just so cute." And I told Rendell, I said, "You've probably never been called cute this many times in your life as you have in the last 5 months." So I've carved out a certain number of time slots that I can serve you, take this a step further with you if you'd like to visit with me about a one-on-one coaching session where we can strategize around your marriage. We can do that with you and your spouse. I'm really good at this. This is my passion. This is my superpower. And I would love to help anybody who's interested in improving their marriage. Think about that, what we talked about earlier in our groups, how marriage impacts generations. What do you want for your children and your children's children? What example do you want to set for them? I love talking to people who've had parents who had a happy marriage. They just glow because they want to recreate that for their children. Okay? And their children's children. So, one other quickie thing. DJ has very graciously offered her home for our mini mastermind that we're going to do next Tuesday from 9 to 1. We're going to do it at DJ's house. We have a place. Yay! So we need you to sign up for it. If you want to be in that, we need you to sign up today, okay? Or call us and we'll get you signed up, but preferably today while we're here. That, folks, I think, just a quick quote from the book. God loves us unconditionally, and that's how we should love our spouse. As we follow Christ's example, we'll learn to love like he did. We can begin to see our spouse through his eyes. What a glorious sight that is. So when you're frustrated with your husband, pray to see him through the Lord's eyes. You'll be glad you did. I know I always am when I struggle with a relationship. Thank you very much.